What is up, guys? Welcome back to Diamond Hands Trading. Today I'm just going to be going into a couple random topics. I know I asked in the Telegram not that long ago, some chart requests. And today we are just going to be going over, first I'm going to cover why it's very important when it comes to your trading that you always try and use limit orders instead of just marketing in and marketing out. So we'll go into that first. Next, I'm going to cover the trades that we took over the weekend. We went long bonk. We shorted Solana, shorted Aptos. That was over today and yesterday. And then we longed Ethereum around 16.15. I'm going to go into what my thought process was for those trades so you can try and implement that into your own strategy in the future. And then lastly, I'm going to cover the chart requests. I know I saw a few. You guys wanted to cover Doge, Cardano, and I'll just briefly look at them at the end, all right? So first off, why it's important to use limit orders. So the main reason is fees. So no matter what exchange you're on, when you're, providing for the book, you're creating a limit order. So that's a bid or an ask. So say if I wanted to go long Bitcoin, for example, at, 23,000. If I was to put a limit order in at 23,000, I have to wait for someone else to sell it to me as a market order, right? And for doing that, the exchange gives you a much, the fee they'll charge you for the transaction is like 10% of what it normally would if you were to just market buy. So a lot of guys, when they get into trading, they don't know this. They're not realizing the amount of money they're actually losing from just constantly doing market buy, market sell. So yeah, that's the main reason. We want to be using limit orders. It's a good habit to get into for both entering and exiting a position. And that's going both ways, whether you're looking for a long, you're looking for a short. You're always going to want to keep those fees at a minimum. And yeah, that's basically the main reason. BYBIT especially. Like if I was to open a 10 Bitcoin long, they might only charge me like $15 if I was to do a limit order. But if I was to do just market 10 Bitcoin and I'm buying someone else's ask, I'm buying it, I'm taking liquidity away from the book instead of providing it, they might charge me over $100 just to open that long. Right? So then I'm going to have fees when I close that long as well. So I'm already in the red instantly as soon as I buy. When I'm doing market, I want to limit that risk by using limit orders. So that's number one. Let's hop into current trades. First trade we're going to cover is Bonk. I know in the Telegram I posted, I think like last Thursday or Friday, right around when we were here, I drew this little plan that I wanted us to go over. Now this chart, we're going over the 1,000 Bonk USDT. This is on BYBIT. This is the derivatives contract. So each one of these, when you buy it, is equal to 1,000 Bonk. And that's just because Bonk's price is like a fraction of a cent. So they bundle each contract into 1,000 of them. So I was originally looking at this level right here, 0.009. Or 0009, and we had wicked in a couple times, resistance here and here. I was shooting off buy signals with the asteroids belt here and here. I will turn these off so we're not distracted. But the plan was to get over that 0.0009, right? Like this, treat it as support, and then head for my main level. I want is, that 0.0015 level. Sorry. But yeah, we kind of had a nice wick up. I think it pumped like 30% on us. 50% from that entry. And I only did like 2x on my account, but that's all it takes. 2x on a 50% move, you're doubling that account. So that was a good trade. Next, I was talking about Solana, and I know it's been back and forth, not the past 24 hours. So Monday's range, like this range we've been in for a while, is 23.70 to like $25. And we never really stayed on either end, of breaking out of it for long. Like we broke out below, came back in, broke out above, came back in. So it's been very tight. Not much time spent outside of the range. But when I saw this here, I decided to go short. I'm going to go to an hourly. I decided to go short at 23.70 because we had this bearish break of the range again, and we were having trouble getting back into it. So I took that trade. I'm pretty happy with that entry at 23.70. That is the bottom of Monday's low, last Monday's low. And yeah, so this is always nice when you see that. So we made a nice move, comes back up, retests your entry as resistance. That's always a good sign. And then it ended up making lows down to like 22.86, etc. I think it was at least 4% if I had sold at the bottom. Anywhere around those wicks, 3%. I'm still in it. Haven't taken profit. It's kind of just like a hedge. I don't want to be over trading this month because I'm really not sure which way the market is going to go, to be honest. I'm bullish, I'm bearish one day, so I'm just kind of playing the range, playing the strategy. Doesn't matter whether we're bull or bear, I'm going to make money. And hopefully you guys too. So we covered Bonk, Solana. Next, I'll do Aptos. I threw off a signal earlier today because I was looking at the 30-minute. And I'll show you what I was looking at there. So I went short here on I think it was Saturday night, like 1:30 in the morning. Same thing. Like whenever you see a breakout of your range, either bullish or bearish, it's always good to just go short. I think I did like a $10,000 short. It was only like 1x leverage for this account I have, and I woke up to like $800 in profit because in 3 hours it dumped like 8%. So that's always good. Low risk. It was essentially spot trading, but yeah. So earlier today, the reason why I really went short was because of the asteroids belt. Let's see. So this is it on normal mode. I guess I was looking at it on slow mode at the time. It's kind of the same here though. See how it wicked into this top belt here and then rejected, and we're still in a bearish trend. I can switch the settings for you to look at the slow. This is the one I was looking at the time. And there you go. So I saw it come all the way up, try to break back into that bearish belt, the trend. Wicked into it twice and failed. I caught a nice short around like 15.70 because I started shorting like right here, 15.85 around there. And I added more on as we were coming down. And I've closed most of it right around here at the 15.28 level when we were breaking back into this small range here. So yeah, it ended up working well. That's, it's not all the time that indicators are correct, but, you can use them as a tool to make decisions. So I decided to go short here. Like most people are like, oh my God, we just pumped like 7% in like 30 minutes. Like look at that fat candle. But I see we're just tackling resistance. This next one was a SFP, wicked above that high, ended up closing below. So swing failure pattern on the 30-minute. I threw out the signal, and I hope you guys caught that one. That was a layup. So yeah, and then lastly, I think it was Ethereum, and that was the other day. Let's see. Whoops. Yeah, so first off, we threw off a buy signal right here. 16.15 was like the middle of that range I've been paying attention to for a while. Range I got going from 15.80 to 16.50. We're currently like right at the top of that again. Funny how that went like exactly to plan. Wow. Took out those highs there. Still never hit my 17.30, but came very close. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that entry. I'm still in it. It's very small, so that does not mean 20x, 50x your account. It doesn't, you can go short here. I do know a lot of my friends who are, some of them even better than me at trading, and they are short from these levels around 1650. I mean, it is top of the range. If you're going to play that way, really this is a short right now, actually. This now that we're talking about it, it's a perfect opportunity. Like I said, we short top of the range, take profits at the midpoint. Well, partial profits, holding rest of the position for hitting the bottom of the range. So you would close everything here, even if it was like a great entry, and then you would wait. If it did break below, come back up and like couldn't get back in, then that's my trigger to short again and, you know, calling for an even lower target. Probably taking out this low right here, around 1500. That's the low I've been talking about for the past few weeks. I'm bullish on Ethereum as long as we don't have like a daily close below 1500. If we do, it'll obviously be a slight pullback even from where we are now, but I'd be targeting like the 1350 area again. Okay, so that's all the trades that we took over the weekend. We covered all that. Next, I'm going to look at the chart requests. So I'm going to name them off. We only had 4 today, but they were FXS, ADA, HFT, and Doge. So let's just start with them right in order. FXS, we're looking at a 4-hour. Wow. Haven't been paying attention to this in a long time. Don't know why it's pumping, but wow. This thing's up huge, dude. $4 only a month ago, sitting at $12.50. But yeah, I mean, looking right now, we are at a resistance level. That's based off purely looking at the asteroids belt. This is the first reversion line. We're kind of wicking into it as resistance. It has had a really nice pump off that $10 area from yesterday. So I don't know if I'd be looking for a short, because this possibly could be price discovery. I don't know what the all-time high is on this. Oh, wow. Okay. Way higher in the 40s and 50s. But it is a very strong daily at the moment, and it definitely could keep going. If you're looking for an entry to go long on it, I would just recommend looking at low time frames. You know, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30. Just try and like find an area where you'd like to go. Like 1160 would be good for me if we got something like this. You know, that would like just wick a little bit below these lows, 1190, 1160, and go long here with my stop loss probably below here at 11. Okay, so that's FXS. Next we got ADA. Let's look at the 4-hour. So I personally don't like trading Cardano. I've never really had a lot of success with it. It's also not as volatile as I like, and not as much volume as I like for the size I like to use for trades. But it is a pretty nice trend at the moment. You can just see how it's kind of been like following this whole way up. So that's kind of what I would be looking at right there. If it breaks below that trend, then, you know, that would be bearish. Or if you want to catch along, if it taps here, you know, we're bullish until proven otherwise. There's no signs that this is going to go back below this trend right now. It looks really nice and clean. For shorting, you can even take a nice trend from the highs as well. Something like that. So just in a nice channel. Similar to a range, but it just an upwards channel. So everyone's like either shorting the top or taking profit in their longs, long in the bottom, and it's been that way for the past 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, we do have some pretty easy trading conditions at the moment. Yeah, for me, it's a long on this trend, right around 38 cents. I wouldn't want to see a 4-hour close below that because we've not had one in literally weeks. So a break below the channel would make it invalidated. A rejection of it would be your short trigger. And then I'd probably be targeting 34 cents, somewhere around these lows. Okay, so that's Cardano. HFT, I don't think I've looked at this in a really long time, so forgive me. We will look at the Coinbase chart. Seems pretty bullish for today. Up like 30%. Whoever asked this, look, it looks like it was Jack. If you've bought lower, it's kind of like the same as FXS. Like, I would hold it, you know what I mean? I'd be looking for a long when I see something that bullish. I'm not looking to short this area. I mean, you could look at this high right here, you know, something like that. You kind of want to hold this 58 cents level if you want to be like really bullish. Maybe it wicks below, but it ends up closing above, you know, etc. And then we could try and go for higher highs. But yeah, I'd be looking for longs, not shorts, unless I see a very bearish 4-hour candle, like in a swing failure pattern or such. So if price right now for this current 4-hour ends up pumping above these highs, like right here at 62 cents, then ends up dumping and closing below, something like that, then that's where I would go short for a scalp. And obviously your invalidation would be above that high that was printed. Okay. Lastly, we got Doge. I've honestly been surprised by Doge. I really thought it would have taken off by now. I'm surprised Elon really hasn't been mentioning it. Since he's purchased Twitter, I don't think he said anything about Doge. I don't know if he's trying to be more careful on his impact on the market so he doesn't get in trouble. But, you know, that makes sense. Right now, we're kind of like at the high of this range we've had, going from like 7 cents to 9 cents. And it's a pretty big resistance level. You can see it's very similar to Cardano. It's had a very nice move up. Like just this trend here. Every time it's tapped it, it was a long, boom, boom, boom. You can do the same thing for the highs. Something like that. Yeah, so that's kind of like the channel we're in. Same thing. Go to your trading view. Draw these channels yourself. And then when it comes down, set an alert that, okay, if it came down to like 0.089, not that you'd put a limit order there because it could just dump right through. And depending on your risk management, however much you put in, that could end up hurting you a lot. So you just want to set an alert. So if price does come down to this area, now you're paying attention. Hopefully that makes sense, right? So we don't want to come down here, go long, but ends up dumping and closing below and having a bearish break of the trend. And then we've just been in a underwater long from the beginning, especially if you market ordered. Going back to my point at the beginning of this video. So yeah. You basically just want to be setting alerts. You can do this. You can download the TradingView app on your phone. You can set alerts. I believe it's really right up at the top. This button right here. You just click an alert. Crossing value. I'll just put 89. And click create. Boom. Okay. So that's pretty much it for today. I think I covered everything we went through in the beginning. As always, I appreciate you guys. If you please subscribe and like this video, helps me out a lot with the algorithm and helps get my content out there more so more people, you know, can find it helpful. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. We're going to be doing the weekly alpha update tomorrow. We're just going to wait for Monday's range to play out before we do that. And yeah, I'll see you next time.